Let's do it. Let's do it. Good morning. Good morning. I feel like I haven't been on in forever, even though it's only been a week. It was needed. Mental health is an important thing, guys. It's an important thing. Can you hear me? How do I sound? Sounds good in my head. But the open and social media and text threads, so I was just getting burnt. Needed some time. So semifinals went well. And then we went to the mountains last weekend. We were up in North Carolina with some friends. All the friends have kids, so it was extremely unrelaxing, but it was a lot of fun. Um, Bam, everyone's here. Oh, I gotta not say bam. It's so habitual to want to say it. What's up, Slater? Good morning. Kenneth, Uo. Vicky, how's it going? How's training? Luis, what's going on? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Europe, where are you at in Europe? Aaron, consistent. I appreciate you. Leslie, how are you feeling? And Kenneth Asheville. No, we went to what's it called? Whittier and Bryson City. So it was yeah, like in the sticks. We were pretty in the sticks. Um, but it was good. It was good. It's some of my fraternity brothers and my wife's sorority sisters. We all dated in college. We all got married like in the same couple of years. We all had kids. Netherlands. All right. Okay. Oh, so this season, hello from Greece. Oh man, whole world is here today. I am Greek, and I cannot keep calm. Something. Are we talking about fitness today, Lance? Imam of thrusters, 5 rounds, 21 toes to bar, 21-18. That's a really hard workout. You did 21 toes to bar every time? That workout looks like shit. That's a hard workout. It's 105 toes to bar. Or does it go down? 21 toes to bar, 21 overhead squats, 18, 18, 15, 15, 12, 12. I'm assuming this is supposed to be 9. If it's 5, I'm going to throw up. It can't be 5. It has to be 9. 9 overhead squats. All right. What's going on in the CrossFit space? It's amazing. Jesus Christ. It's amazing how consistent you have to be on social media to stay in the know, you know? 9 overhead squats. See? I knew it. Oh yeah, let's talk about some fitness. I like it. Kenneth did a 9-minute. I thought you didn't do CrossFit, Kenneth. 20, 12, 30, 9-minute AMRAP, 30 kettlebell cleans. Is that single or double? And then 20 kettlebell front squats. Ooh, man, that sounds like a low back blow up. I got my ass waxed yesterday in our class workout, and I didn't think I was going to lose that bad. It's CrossFit. Shut up. It's CrossFit, Kenneth. And I got my shit waxed by like a minute. I was very sad. Whoa. Man, I got beat by a couple people. Uh-oh. That's a hard workout. And I was very surprised. I didn't think I would lose that bad. I didn't think I would win, but I didn't think I would lose. And I was very sad. Lance ran a half marathon and then did thrusters and overhead squats today. Here we go. Vicky has a great question. Double kettlebell. That's a really tough one. How's that back feel? That would blow my back up. Well, that would blow a lot of people's back up. I don't struggle with back problems. The back blow up thing. Lance ran a random half marathon. I don't know what that means. I don't know how you can run randomly for 13.1 miles. But Vicky asked, we got a topic, proper way to increase volume without causing burnout or injury. It's not doing what Lance did, which is running a random half marathon uh, and then doing 105 toes to bar overhead squats and thrusters. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but you're preparing for it, Sean. Sean runs them all the time. What's up, buddy? Okay, back is done and toasted. Are carpet installers nut jobs? Is that how that works? I don't know. I don't know anything about carpet installation. Is that like a common thing? Okay, so we can talk about this. If anyone has any other stuff they want to talk about, drop it in and we'll start. We'll come back to it. Vicky asks how to increase volume without causing burnout or injury. Um, okay. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to generally consider, right? And we'll talk about the out of the gym stuff and then move to the into the gym stuff, right? So, volume is just how much training you're doing, okay? How many reps you do, how long your session takes, right? You know, how many rest days, etc. And so, while we're increasing volume, we have to make sure to understand that your external factors in life play as big a role, if not a bigger role, than what you're actually doing in the gym. And this is um, what people I think miss the most is they see online or they do a template program, right? And that template program is written for people who are able to prioritize training over a lot of things in their life. And so, you know, they might not have full-time jobs or kids or, you know, travel for family stuff or work, etc. Right. And so depending on whatever your we call that allostatic load, right? Your external factors, right? The factors that don't have anything to do with you being in the gym, you have to take those into account while you decide how much volume you're able to do, tolerate, work through, etc. Okay, so that's number one. So that's how you're going to really look at, you know, how much volume can you tolerate or how much volume is appropriate, right? Because if you're a parent, young kids, or you have a job, you know, or whatever, maybe you're not a great sleeper, all of those things need to be taken into account when you're trying to decide how much to train. um, I was on a sales call yesterday having this same exact conversation with an athlete that signed up, by the way, brand new athlete to WODprep. um, and to my team, actually. I took her on as one of my new athletes, which, um, and so when you take those into account, that will kind of determine the top end of how much volume is appropriate, right? And I promise you, whatever you think it is, it's probably less, right? We need a little less. So everyone can do with less training, I promise. Um, and so depending on so we have those things into account. Maybe your sleep is lacking or whatever it is, whatever those factors are, that will determine sort of the top end of that volume, right? Then everyone's also a little bit different. Okay. And so not everyone will ever be able to train for 3 hours. Okay. I can't do that anymore. It's just not my thing. I'm, you know, with a lot of things that I'm able to do, I'm just as fit as I've ever been. I train like an average of 3 hours a week, right? Maybe less. And so, well, actually, it's I know it's less. And so, but with a lot of the things that I'm able to do, I'm just as fit as I've ever been because I'm more intentful with it, right? So, um, okay. So we know our external factors. We know if we're like a volume tolerant person or not a volume tolerant person. And then the last thing is ask the question, why do we need to increase our volume, right? Volume is the best indicator of success in training, though, with anyone, right? With any sport, that is the number one thing. The more you do, usually the better the outcomes are going to be. There's more touches, there's more consistency, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But at some point, especially for athletes that are still in a novice state, which is most of everyone here, unless you're already a professional, right? There's going to be uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like um, a negative effect. So, what's the word I'm looking for? At some point, right, we'll start to have a downturn. Okay. And it will be a negative and you'll start losing too much fitness. Okay. So, proper way to increase, right? So, yeah, there we go. Inverse effect. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Vicky. Put this back on the screen. I just had a fucking brain fart. So, depending on what you're doing, right? I like to look at high days and low days. So here's your training session. You're used to training 60 minutes a week. You want to get to 90 minutes. Okay. And so the best way that I like to do this for people that are just not used to training more volume, they're like, okay, I can handle it. I know all my other stuff. I'm sleeping well enough. My body feels good in the current training that I'm at. Right. And those are the things to do. If you don't feel great in the current training that you're at, then there's no point to increase volume. It's not going to do anything. Okay. Right. So all those things are taken into account. Now, what to do? So I like to do like a high low training session. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So I like to go high effort on Monday, lower effort on Tuesday, moderate to high effort on Wednesday. And then Friday and Saturday are usually moderate to high efforts somewhere in there. So Tuesday is a low day, usually a technique day, lower aerobic work, etc. Wednesday becomes more of like a moderate. Okay. Thursday's recovery, and then we hit it again Friday as usually a moderate day, and then finish the week on a moderate or high day. Okay, and so that's the general gist of how I like to start to integrate that, and then we just go based on whatever that is. And then as far as the volume within like burnout, there's the mental component, which is why I don't like to push people to 2 a days very often or ever, because I just don't think it's necessary for literally anyone. Um, uh, unless you're going to the games as an individual. And even then, I think it's even, I think that's fine. But for the most part, people don't need 2 a days unless they're a professional athlete and they have no other responsibilities. Um, and then you just have to look at balance in your training, right? So if you're trying to get stronger and you're starting to squat every day, like you have to be mindful of fatigue and recovery, right? There's just like, um, this like fatigue, like rate of recovery curve. And so basically, the more you do, the more recovery you need. And so you have to be mindful of how long your sessions are in between when you're lifting really heavy or squatting really heavy or doing a lot of gymnastics. You just have to be mindful of the time in between or the joints recovering, right? And remember, the final thing is that training yields fatigue. Okay. It does not yield fitness. So training yields fatigue, which means that every time you train, you're getting less fit. Okay, that's how it works. We only get more fit as we recover, we rebuild, we eat, we sleep, we have water, etc. Okay. So those are the most important things. And that's what we have to keep in mind, right? We do not get more fit when we train. We get more fit when we sleep and recover. Okay. So as we train, the fitness needle or curve starts to decrease. And then as we rest, it comes back up, right? Then we reach our baseline. And when we deload, we go into super compensation. So we're in this like overreaching point of fitness and our fitness peaks, right? And that's what peaking is. So I hope that helps answer your question, Vicky. Um, cool. All right. What are we talking about in the chat? Anything important? All right. So a little training talk in the morning. I love training talk. By the way, I wish I could talk training all the time. But I do like to talk the CrossFit thing. So I kind of like left um like social media for like basically like a week and a half. I was on here last Tuesday, but I really wasn't in social media. I watched Mayhem and focused on my athletes and then kind of went to the mountains, and we didn't really have a lot of service, which was great. The only social media I watched was watching Rory win the Masters. Um uh which was awesome. I think he's kind of a tool, but it was nice to see him win. But he tried hard not to let it win, not to let it happen. Um all right. Let's see. What else is there in the space? Let's see. Lance, I think you guys are talking about running over here, huh? Best hour of my day. My 8-minute drive home. Thanks, Kenneth. Dude, I always close. I have a great close rate on our sales calls. It's my thing. Oh yeah, this is crazy. I like the judges drama. Corey, we talked about um, volume increase in training. Oh, this is a great thing. Corey, why do you swim? Here's a great question. What are your goals and why do you swim? I always find it interesting when people swim that are not or that aren't current individual games athletes. Tell me why. Why how is that improving your fitness? Um Best master since yeah, for sure. Oh, it was great. It was awesome. Rory did everything he could to try to lose the fucking Masters, but he pulled it together. Um, Sean is the new WODprep running coach. Yes, that's right. Um, we probably. Oh, there we go. Perfect. This is why you swim. Corey has comps with swimming in them. I love it. Um, I've got this guy like spinning a yo-yo on my screen over here. It's pretty mind-boggling. Anyways. All right, let's see. What else? Avera says our gym got a yoke. Might be the start of a love-hate relationship. I like a yoke. I think it's just it's a little like singular in the sense of how to use it, right? I like to do like if you can get it high enough, do like overhead carry. Um I love an overhead carry for the yoke, and I like just like lifting heavy things. Most of the time, and this is what happens. Um uh this is crazy. Most of the time what happens is they're out and they get used a lot and then they end up being an extra squat rack, and that's just how it always works because they're kind of a pain to take out and put together and then load and then move around, and they're um, kind of all over the place. Um, so let's see. This is crazy, right? So, all right, the judging thing. I want to talk about Kenneth first. Are we in a new era of bro comps to qualify for the games? Rich programming for a couple qualifiers. I think it's like most of the qualifiers. I think it's French, Wadlands, NorCal, and Mayhem. Um, and then JR programming for another. Bro comps. That's an interesting term. Um, I don't think so. I think what we've had in the past is bro comps because I wouldn't qualify the most successful CrossFit company in CrossFit, which is Mayhem, and a proven program designer who's JR, um, as bros in the sense of um, like people who think they know, that are flashy but don't really know anything, right? So I would say that this is, I'm not, I like, I have my own thoughts about all of this stuff, and I think Mayhem is great for, um I think Mayhem is great for us right now. I think Mayhem is really the glue in CrossFit. Um, the that sauna thing with Rich, of Rich being the CEO. Um, Dude, I mean, I think that would be the best thing for it. Now, do I like Mayhem, a programming company, programming the majority of qualifying events? No, I think there will inherently be some bias, no cheating or anything like that, and so I'm not a fan. I think there's other people out there that can write programming and competitions very well too. Um, but I think for right now, I think it's totally fine. Um, and so, but it's certainly not a bro comp, right? And so I think the question was maybe more so like HQ isn't writing semifinals. So what do we do now? Well, they are. So they write the semifinals, they write the open. Okay. Master semifinals. They're going to do in affiliate individual semifinals, right? And then they host the games, and then obviously affiliates, education, etc. And so um, they're still doing a lot, just not all of it, right? And if you really listen to Greg's old um, videos, um, Greg was a massive libertarian, right? And so his whole concept of CrossFit was basically field of dreams. If you build it, they will come, and then just let them do how they want to do it and whatever, and just give, basically just have this sort of like minimal intervention, right? That's it. Let them, everything else run, right? We do affiliates, we do education, and we host the games, and then everyone else is going to do all the things their way, however it is, and then the system and the party and the community will figure it out. That's what happened in 2019. And then that's sort of what's happening here. And I think it's the right play. I think it's the best thing. We have enough people in the space that are probably better at writing programming and doing the qualifying processes than CrossFit doing it. I mean, last year was great. I think it went really, really well, but it's clearly not financially feasible for them to do it, right? And so I like the way it is now. And then I think the other aspect of your question is who is writing these programs? Well, when Rich had Mayhem, Wadlands reached out. Wadlands is only like 5 minutes old. They literally made their Instagram page in January. I don't really know who they are, um, but it's clear with their um, qualifying debacle of like inviting 80 people that it didn't quite go as well. And so I think having them there is good. And so, like Sean said, um, they don't want their comps to fall flat. Rich has proven to know, he knows what to do, right? And so they write good programming. It's not overly clever. It's simple. It's consistent, right? It's fun to watch. They've done it enough. And to be fair, right, they really haven't done it at the highest level in the sense of like writing comps. I know they've been writing comps for a lot of people, but they haven't been writing semifinals, right? And they haven't been, they've done the Mayhem Classic, but they haven't been writing massive, big competitions until now. That's sort of like what they're getting into. They've been doing smaller competitions for a long time. Um, but I mean, they haven't like written Wadapalooza or, written Dubai or anything like that. I'm not saying that those competitions are better than Mayhem Classic, and they do a good job. So, it's, I definitely wouldn't call it a bro comp though, but it's clear that putting the Mayhem name behind a competition is good for that competition to get athletes to feel comfortable and, to make sure that it's probably a pretty good and well-written competition, right? Um, Corey says um, um, Rich actually programs old school CrossFit. So does JR. They both have their own spin. Um, hmm. Rich does for sure. I don't know if JR does. I think they just have done so much writing over the years, and they have a lot of knowledge of old school CrossFit. Um, that it makes them good. It's reps, right? I also think it's just reps um, and believing in CrossFit methodology, I think is the other thing. And so there's a lot of other big programs out there, um, that can write. And I've talked to people, and a lot of people, not a lot, some people truly believe like the unknown and unknowable is or the is a negative to that, right? And so I think people writing good programming, you know, leaning back on old school CrossFit is important because that's more fun, right? You can still get good testing. And I think that, it makes for better show and things like that too, right? Um, yeah, Jared's probably more of a hybrid. How much do you think it helps? Rich has been an elite for so long and competed in such high level comps. So I think you have to know what all the stimuluses feel like in general, and you have to have been in the trenches at some point, right? Dave and Boz are like one-offs, right? In the sense of they've never, I mean, they've trained hard like early on. Um, uh, but I mean, there's no negatives, right? I mean, it helps a lot. Okay. But it doesn't mean that he's a better programmer than Dave, who's never done high level CrossFit, right? But I mean, they all trained hard, right? I think the things that you need to know, right? You have to understand basic training principles. You have to understand competition balance and like what the goal of fitness is and what it should be testing and how to find the fittest in the world. And so, understanding that balance of like squat volume versus hinge volume versus gymnastics volume versus aerobic versus anaerobic, power, strength, endurance, etc. And just having a system to like look at power, strength, endurance, um, gymnastics, however you want to define it, MWG, and being able to break it down, okay, and looking at a whole body of tests is important. If you can do that, then it's going to be fine. But if like there's plenty of people that understand program design that don't understand CrossFit, and so they'll write a workout, and it could be a great workout, but it might be too easy or not test what they wanted to test. And so, I mean, I think it helps a ton for sure. Um, uh, it doesn't hurt at all, right? But I mean, I think for him specifically, it's like what he bases all of it on is his training um, for so long and finding, you know, uh, using his experience of being in person, etc. Um, yeah, so you know what the test should feel like. You don't have to have done all the tests to know this, right? He knows what the test should feel like. He does for sure. Um, but you also don't need to have done it to be able to do that either, right? Like if that was the goal, then that means the only people that could write the workouts would be Matt, Tia, and Rich, theoretically, right? And we know that's not the case. right? I bet Matt would probably write a terrible games. I don't think he ever did his own like competitive style programming. There's so much other factors that come into play than just like the stimulus of the test. Unfortunately, you got to make it. You got to see the flow on the floor. It's got to look good, right? Um, you have to um, make it uh, visually appealing, right? It's got to be fun. It's got to be a good race. All of those things come into factor um, as well. Um, uh, Not all players make great coaches. Look at Dion. I mean, everyone thinks he's a good coach. Didn't I hear a rumor that he might be getting an NFL contract? That shit would be crazy. Um, all right. Okay, so let's see. I think Trish asked Masters judge drama. I mean, this is just like an I can't believe I'm pretty shocked CrossFit is actually letting people like not dinging the people that did this. I'm pretty floored. Um, I think because it was at Mayhem. Is this the only place that it was at? Um, I'm pretty shocked that CrossFit is like here just because you messed up, and I think because it's just like on a big level. I'm assuming the people that are affected. I haven't looked through the leaderboard, but I'm assuming it's like big names is the reason why, right? Like people, you know. So that would be my guess, but I think it is what it is. I don't think it's that big of a deal, right? But they usually don't let those things slide. Like if you don't read the rule book, you don't read the rule book, and so that's usually what it is. So I am pretty surprised um, about that. Um, I wonder. I'm trying to figure out. Whoa. I don't know what this means. Knowing is that a Hulk? That's a pretty cool picture. Um, okay. Knowing what works is better than repeating what everyone says works for training. It's higher level than HQ lately. I'm not sure what this means. Corey, the standard is the standard. It sucks for those people. I agree. It does suck. I don't know how many people it affected though. So, but it does look like they're going to go through and give them a chance, which is whatever. I mean, I guess it's fine. I mean, it is what it is. But they did bonk some zeros. Elijah Muhammad, all zeros. Brandon, I guess I'll share my screen, huh? Here we go. I'm in 35s. Just kind of sift through the zeros. Let's see. 0, 0, 0. I know this guy's pretty fit. I've seen his name at the top of the leaderboard before. 0, oh, 0, 0, 0. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, I don't know. We'll find out, I suppose, of like what the dealio is. But I mean, it's like it's not like the oversight was, I don't know. It's just a weird oversight on this like judging companies thing. I just feel like of all the things that you can't fuck up, it's like your credentials to do the judging thing, you know? I don't know. LDY, I don't know what this means. If you can restate it. All right. I think we've gotten to the point. If you want to advance from the open, you need to have online videos posted. Way too many masters athletes in semifinals. So, Avera, I think this is, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think you realize the breadth of, or the broad range of distance in the older age groups from your top 10 and even your top 5 to like the bottom 200. The range is so far. It's almost as far. Like, so the 55 this year, top 200 female, right? From the top athlete, which was my athlete, second, Rose Wall, even to the bottom into the, so we'll just go here. So we'll just make so this is my athlete. Okay. She finished second. Okay. And even to this athlete down here, right? Just look, this athlete got 1 rep. This person qualified. Okay. And they got 1 rep. They can't do a bar muscle up. Okay. They didn't even come close to finishing workout 3. Okay. And I guess they finished. This one is at 223. Yeah. Barely finished 5 minutes, right? Rose beat her by half the time here. And so even the 30th person can't even snatch the first barbell. And so if we go all the way down to 200, or however many people did it, we'll just call it 90, right? Most of these people can't do a bar muscle up, but they still qualified. And so I don't think it's that they need videos. It truly is the fact that the range is, and Dave talked about this, the range is just too big to overcome. And so you have to just program for the top 20. There's no way to program for the bottom 200 in these older age groups, right? Dave talked about this on Week in Review yesterday, and I think it's to your question, I'm assuming, because it was your question of like the snatch weight, right? And so if it was too light, then I think the results get skewed. Not a lot, but definitely some. And the range is just so big, and it's getting smaller. But like even in 60 or 65, it's even worse, right? Because then it really is only like your top 5 people, and then even your top like 50 to like the bottom qualifier. That range is equivalent to games perennial athletes and low semifinal individuals, or people that would never even make semifinals. Like, it's just such a big range, right? Like, it's just so heavy at the top that I don't think that it really matters, right? Now, I think everyone should source videos if they want to go to the next stage across the board, right? We have a lot of work to do on the online video review, but I think this is a move in the right direction in general. But I don't think that people are lying their way. I mean, I definitely think some people are lying their way into semifinals, but for the most part, the people at the top should be there, and that's really all that matters. But the people from 31 to 200, or however many did the qualifier, I don't think they're lying their way into it. I just think that the range is just so big. I just think it's very far from like the skill level. All right, Kenneth, movement doctor question. Tennis elbow, no rehab. Basic Google, anti-inflammatories. Yes, I've struggled with this for a really, really long time. So you can see my medial epicondyle here. It's very prominent, even versus, which one's bigger? I guess they're probably the same now because this one's pissed. Anyways, so I have, I've gone through elbow pain for years, on and off. And the one thing that I did that finally got it through, like I got to the point where I couldn't even lock my arm out. It was so painful. I don't like anti-inflammatories unless it's super, super hot, meaning like everything is pissing it off, like even the smallest stuff. But I go through a grip flow. Okay. So basically, I take an adjustable gripper that I find on Amazon. I usually have one in here. So I have a Captain of Crush in here. I can't squeeze it, so you can't use this. So here's a Captain of Crush, but you need an adjustable one. And that adjustable one, what you do is you turn it all the way down, okay, right? And you just work light squeezes in different elbow positions: internal, external, extension, bends. And then what you do is you pin it and hold it, and then you move through range of motion, okay? Because it's I like to call it puller's elbow. I think it just makes more sense because we don't play tennis, but we do pull the barbell, we pull gymnastics, we cycle, etc. We do kettlebell cleans, things like that. And so um, for our for the elbow, our goal, right, is to lightly stress it or dose it regularly and let it start to adapt. When we have tendonitis, our goal for it is to basically let it calm down first, okay, and then we have to strengthen it within a smaller range of strengthening so that we get new tissue to lay down and we create that stress adaptation, right? But that's how tennis elbow starts, right? Is either too much too soon or too much stress in one sitting or one go. And then we start to go into this positive feedback loop and we start to get tissue deformation. Okay. But how we get back into our negative feedback loop or strengthen, recover feedback loop is we lower the intensity or let it calm down first, right? And so what I found is the gripper works really, really, really well, right? So Google Amazon adjustable gripper. It's a pack of 2, some Chinese name, whatever. Get there, keep it in your car. So get 100 squeezes in a day, squeezes at different angles, extension, flexion, internal flexion, extension of the wrist, etc. And then pin it and hold it at its lightest bit and move through range of motion for 1 to 2 minutes in a car, right? Do that a couple times a day and it'll start to move in the right direction. And then as far as training decisions, get rid of things like rope climbs and like heavy pulling. So you can't really adjust a rope climb or like a legless rope climb or like a strict pull up. Those things are going to really piss the elbow off as well. So yeah, you're late. Well, this is the only part. Houston, Texas late, but he's here to listen to me jibber jabber about elbow tendinopathy. All right. There's zeros for now. HQ. Yeah, that's right. I mean, they'll be fine. My athlete has gotten videos accepted already by HQ, even though she got a couple negative dings on the video. People are going to be so critical at the people at the top. So yeah, it will. I think it'll all play out. It does seem like it didn't go as well as we wanted it to, but that's okay. I think all the things that went poorly with it are things we expected, right? Which is like people being spiteful and, basically cheating. Someone made a good comment that you can just look at the video, and if you have 10 judging responses, but only 8 views on the video, then you probably didn't get it viewed, and people are just dropping, bad views on a video, right? Which I thought was a really interesting thing to do. So anyways, yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think it's a starting point, right? Some of the things that people put up are like, you need to comment. There needs to be some form of like submission thread of like what is bad. I don't think that needs to be public. And there has to be a way for you to only vote if you've watched the video all the way through. Is my thought. And you can do that, right? Like we do sales pages where like you're on that page until the video finishes, or like they have that in schools, right? Like online schools where like you have to watch the whole video, even the judges course, right? You have to watch the whole video before you can submit your thing, and you can't click through it. There's no fast forward or whatever. Um, and so I bet that, there's some easy ways to make adjustments here to put a little bit of like honesty and integrity back into the judging thing. But I think it's a good start. You know, um, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos have been reviewed all the way down. Yes, the higher ones get more scrutiny. But we'll find out in 6 days, exactly what it looks like. So I think overall, I think it's a net positive so far. Um, let's see. What else? What else do we got? Mm-hmm. Hmm. All right. What else? What else do we got? Anything else? Marcelo Rila. I don't know what this one is. All right. Hmm. All right. Is Grant done picking on Kel Lehman yet? Do we know? Is this over? I feel like he really laid into it pretty hard. Oh, that's weird. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Kale? Wouldn't it be easier for HQ to review the top 50 and 100 athletes? That's what they do, by the way. They're going to do it anyway. Um, Actually, I don't think they're going to do it anyway. I think that if a video has, um, I think if a video has 40 votes and 38 are good and 2 are bad, I don't think they're going to review it. I think they're only going to review videos that are getting a lot of needs reviews, which is a lot of them, but it's not all of them, right? Like one of my athletes qualified in the 45 to 49 division 10th, and all 5 videos got anywhere from 4 to 8 good reviews, and I think one got 2 or 3 needs reviews. So um so I don't think they're going to review everyone. I think they're not going to, like, so here, this will be easier. Okay, so let's just go to 35 because this has the most things, right? So the girl that was in first here is gone. It was I don't know. Let's see. She was Brazilian, I think. Did she get a ton of zeros? Oh, where did she go? I think she got dinged on a lot of stuff. Let's see if we can find her. She had a lot of names. Maybe she was a Spaniard. I can't find her. Maybe she's off the board. Anyways, well, she got a lot of dings. It wasn't this person that's in first. It wasn't Stevie. Okay. So, God, I don't know who it was. This one. Here it is. Sarah, a Spaniard. I think so. Europe, Spain. Yep. So this got dinged up a ton, right? So she miscounted because it stopped right here, right? So that's how that works. She only did 29 burpees. And so that's a huge one, right? So let's just go to Stevie. Needs reviews. This is going to get reviewed, right? Workout 2. Needs review. This is going to get reviewed. Okay. Workout 3. Needs review. And so she's going to get scrutinized. And so all of these will be reviewed. Unviewable. Usually, I assume the snatch one isn't going to get reviewed. Let's find Carolyn. Carolyn's a good mover. Let's find Kristen. Kristen's a good mover. People like her, right? Jesus Christ. People are dickheads. Let's go to like the snatch one, right? So this probably won't get reviewed, in my opinion, right? 10 to 2 to 1, needs review. God, these are fucking insane. So they're going to review a lot, but I don't think they're going to review all of them. Here's Lido. She's a watcher of the show, right? This is not going to get reviewed, in my opinion, right? 14 good, 0 bad, right? I don't think that's going to get reviewed. Same thing here. 10 to 1, not going to get reviewed. They're just going to accept that score. 13, good, no review. No, they're going to accept that score. And so there's my point, right? I don't think they're going to do it anyways. I think they're only going to do it when it's egregious, right? I assume they have a system. I would say if it's going to get more than 5 needs reviews, it'll get reviewed. So, dude, Carolyn smoked this, but she has a lot of needs reviews, so we'll see. Oh yeah, that's what I was. What age group is that? 26 strokes? That's fucking crazy. Oh yeah, isn't there like a way to cheat the rower? What age group is that? I think it's 45, right? Are you 45? All right, let's go find it. I don't know what that rower thing is. What's his name? Marcelo. I think all these people got zeros too. Here we go. Which one? This one? This was the rower workout, right? Marcelo. Oh, different Marcelo. I'm assuming it's like back here, yeah? No. Is his score off the leaderboard? Oh, here it is. 0. I want to see this. Oh, he kind of looks like Bumstead. Well, how long did it take him? I mean, it still took 4 minutes. It wasn't any faster. Yeah, I remember this glitch. Did he start rowing? I mean, he did it in 3. Oh, the rower was stopping, which is crazy. See how it says 304? That's very interesting. I'd like to see the rower. Is this muted? Interesting. This is crazy. I want to see what it does. Does it actually roll? He's in 53rd now. Because is this a glitch? I don't quite understand it. I guess Hiller probably went through it. I'm not watching the whole thing. Let's go to Jason Grubb. Okay. Shut up. All right. Which video? Is it though, Sean? Is it that crazy? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It's the 7-second wait thing. That's right. I remember. Which video for 0.4? This one? This one? No, I assume it's not. This one?
Welcome to this week's Masters in Motion podcast. I'm Jason Grubb with Rick Stevenson. Rick, we're getting very close to our 100th episode. Yes. It's somewhere in this mix. I know.
He has some really nice produced videos. Anyways, Instagram, is that what you said? Okay, Instagram, Jason Grubb.
Rowing controversy kind of going out there. Curious. Yeah. I have a rower with a PM5 monitor, and I am able to get a tremendous amount of calories with very little effort. I'm wondering if any of you have this going on.
This is crazy. Okay. Whew, I'm starting at 0. 0 on the reader. Okay. All right. Here we go. 1 pull. To go like between 6 and 7. Look at the stroke rate. Stroke rate says 94. I'm pulling hard, but stroke rate shows 99.
Oh, I get it. That's interesting.
Pulling every few. I'm killing it. My stroke rate is crazy. And I'm pulling as hard as I can. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Now watch me. Okay, now I'm just gonna row like regular to show my stroke rate. Okay, here's a regular human being. Stroke rate, whatever, nice and easy. Okay. Now I'm gonna wait a second. I'm gonna pull as hard as I can. Pull as hard as I can. You wait a second. Pull as hard as I can. Just as hard as I can pull. You do it again. As hard as I can. One more pull as hard as I can. As hard as I can. Okay, stroke rate is 97. You can do it on the PM5.
Okay, so there's this rowing controversy kind of going out there.
Interesting. I wonder why it didn't go high when he started pulling again. Anyways, interesting. I mean, so here we're back to, why work hard and then cheat? It's like chaining through a marathon and then cutting because people want to win. Like people fucking don't have integrity. I mean, that's just like, it's pretty simple. People just don't fucking have integrity. People are pieces of shit. I don't know this guy from a fucking fly on the wall, but that's, it's regardless of what he thought was okay, right? Like, even if it was a valid way to do it, like it's still clearly, like Hiller said, it's like jumping over the smaller plates. Like it's just, it's just cheating, even though it's within the theoretical rules. You've clearly exploited a loophole, and it's people just want to win. They'll do anything to win, right? Just anything to win.
This is how you make penne alla vodka, and it's way easier than you fucking think.
You serious, Brian? Rich Froning asks you to be on his podcast, and you ask him to pay
This is a
you?
good question. Does anyone have an Echo bike hack? Yep. Oh, there is an Echo bike hack. Fun fact: you just open the wheel up and you bend the. You can hack an air bike too, which is why they're not on online competition. Because you can open up the wheels and you can bend the blades, and then it's easier. Fun fact: that's how you hack them. This is crazy. So I have another one here. So dense.
What you should have
Here,
done was said,
go to her page. Yeah, that's how you hack. That's it. Aaron knows.
you serious, Brian? Rich Froning asks you to be on his podcast, and you ask him to pay you? What you should have done was said, yes, sir. Thank you very much. Do you like cream and sugar with your coffee? I would love this opportunity. Holy good grief. You serious, Brian? Rich Froning asks you to be on.
This is funny. Anyways, everyone's within their right to do something, but I feel like it would have benefited Brian to not ask for money. And then PC reporting one side of the story. What Mayhem didn't say in their podcast is that they asked Brian to send them terms to be part of their podcast, which is not unheard of when you ask someone to travel to Cookeville weekly, be a part of a taped show. I don't know what that means. He asked for money. That's the point. You can spin it any way you want. I don't remember seeing you comment this on Rich is Real. I like she's relentless. I definitely think you're missing the boat. Rich gains nothing by Brian. Having Brian on, yeah, blah blah blah. Turning down the goat. There's Grant. I knew if we talked about drama, Grant's fucking ghost would appear. We look in the mirror and say his name 3 times, keeping it real, keeping it real, keeping it real, and he'll appear out of nowhere to make sure that he can have a voice and opinion. Does Patrick fucking text to type? What is happening here? No point is they wanted Brian to be part of their podcast and asked him to send over his terms. I'm not asking for money if they are offering. I'm not spinning it anyway, but the truth. I didn't comment because they said nothing factual. They may have worded it differently, but like they said, they wanted him to be part of the podcast. The difference between this reel and yours is that they aren't trying to defame him. You seem to want to elevate this, make him out to be something he's not. I mean, he could just comment. All right. Anyways, whatever. Okay. It kind of seems like it. Whatever. Talk about Kale and he will appear. I don't know. Fucking Grant's talked about Kale enough and he hasn't appeared anywhere. So, yeah, Aaron says sign up for WODprep. I think that's a great idea. I think everyone should sign up for WODprep. We have good programs. We have skills. If you suck at CrossFit, WODprep's the place to go. All right. What else? I got to get off here in a minute. Anything else? There's a lot of people watching. We have a great running program. We literally have a Vicky, did you order Candlestick Coffee or are you just telling me to do my job and talk about it? Which I can do that. Bam. There it is. His golf. What am I hearing? There we go. Oh, did I want Rory to win? So Sunday morning, I didn't want him to win. I wanted Bryson to win. And then pretty quickly, I realized that wasn't going to happen. And then I was like, all right, I want Rory to win. It's always fun to watch greatness, to see history being broken, etc. And I just didn't I just didn't want to see him choke again. Like I just didn't want to see him fucking lose it again. And I was like, ugh. And so so that was, yes, so I wanted him to win. You know, he's in the books as one of the greatest of all time, right? He has the Grand Slam with Ben Hogan and Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. I mean, that's like and so I think it was good, right? Now, did I definitely want to see a wild Scotty comeback? For sure. Was I pissed when Patrick Reed sunk that eagle? Yeah, because he sucks. He's a fucking dickhead. And so, but it was nice to see Rory, but he sure did try to do everything he could to lose it. That's for sure. It was like the perfect driving. Listen, I had it on my phone. We drove back from North Carolina, so I just watched like the whole day. It was nice. So yeah. But now I'm ready to read his golf's Brian Friend. Dude, that's so 100% true. Reed would hack a rower without a doubt. Yep. He'd hack a rower, he'd use small plates. Definitely, I agree without a doubt. That's so funny. So yeah. But I will say that I love that Bryson has become a fan favorite. I always liked Bryson. I didn't dislike him when the whole you do work for Cam. What do you do, Aaron? What do you do for Cam Smith? That's a pretty random Jesus. Cam is super young. What do you do for Cam Smith? Should you do some work for me? And Billy, what do you do? He's 31. Grant. And Billy, what do you do? 30 is young. Shut up. Oh, that's cool. No, Rory's just been fucking in golf since he was 18. I mean, did Rory go to college? 2010. So I mean, Rory's been in. I don't think so. I think Rory's showing some age. Rory's definitely showing some age. I don't think he looks exactly the same. You're fucking mind-boggling if you think he looks the same. A little gray. Dude, he doesn't look any. Shut up. He looks like a baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. He definitely, his face, yeah, Rory was fat. Who knew Rory was chunky? Look at that. Dude, he's changed a lot. But he's got some like, he definitely looks older than 35. I don't think is Rory 35? I guess so. He is 35. Huh. Just a little bit older than me. I mean, like get him when he's like not on camera. Like when he's just like coming off of playing. Because they put a lot of makeup on him when that guy gets on camera. I thought he was 38 to 42. I didn't realize he was 35. I thought he was older. anyways, be a good golf season. I think PGA is looking up. He looks better now. Yeah, he definitely looks better now for sure. Just a little aging. Let's see. All right, let's close it out. He's a savage now. He's fit, dude. They have that training thing. That was the craziest thing I'd ever seen on whatever the Netflix golf knockout. What is it? Full, whatever it was called. Anyways, the Netflix golf series. They have like a training truck that goes to all the events. Right. So like yeah, we're just gonna keep this one up. Candlestick coffee. We have one, Grant. See, this is when this is full swing. Thank you, Jeremy. We need a PGA golf cross. We do. We have one. It works for HWPO. Scott Stallings. Right here. Yeah. Scott's a great guy. Carlos shoots for him all the time. One of my buddies. Seems. Yeah. He writes the program. He writes the program too. Well, he writes most of it. Great dude. Seems to be a really good guy. Carlos talks really highly about him. Does all of his shooting, all of his stuff for HWPO golf. Yep. So. Yeah. Anyways. So his transformation was crazy. Yeah, Jeremy knows. Oh yeah, your back's gonna be lit up, Kenneth. Big time. Aaron did Jackie for the first time. Dude, Jackie's it's one of my favorite workouts. I loved all named workouts, just to be clear. All named workouts have so much is live dead. I think I don't think it's going to do what they want it to do. I think it'll die off soon, in 5 years. It's not growing from a spectator perspective. Ratings aren't increasing, and especially if the PGA lets them come back, right? Like there isn't an exclusive thing anymore, like outside of majors, then it's for sure going to be dead. I don't want it to be dead. I think it's fine. I want people to get paid, but I just don't, I don't watch it, and I feel like I'm very much like the demographic they're trying to get to watch. Guy who likes to play, who's not very good, who, is like online all the time for work and like watches a lot of YouTube. Like I just won't watch a live thing. I don't watch the replays. I don't really care who wins or whatever. Right. I like watching Bryson and that's about it. Right. But I watch Bryson's YouTube channel more than I watch Bryson play golf for live, so I don't think it's going to make it. I do enjoy talking about golf though. Full swing. This is what I want to show. Full swing fitness truck PGA. This thing is crazy. Let's see if we can find like the full walkthrough of it. What was it? Full swing. What's it called? Full swing. No. Anyways, it's like this truck that's like a full like fitness thing. It's crazy. Anyways, look it up. I can't find it. But that's probably not true. Tiger won a major his rookie year. $1997 Masters, his first major. When was he a rookie? 96. So I don't know. I don't think Tiger fucking had muscle until he was 2000. That guy was wearing medium-sized clothes. Let's see. I mean, he wore fucking oversized clothes his whole career until he got muscles.
To go. Oh, look at this.
Get him on.
On this side today.
I mean, look at
Pick
this.
out a different line, swing it.
Pants are
with the
too
wind,
big.
going right
Shirt's
to
too
left.
big. I don't know. You think he has abs here? I think he's a fucking toothpick.
This time he likes it. And that's why. 4 on the crosswalk.
I don't know. What do you think? Think he has abs here? I mean, probably does, but I think he has abs because he's skinny, not because he's fit. I don't think at this point in his life he was lifting weights, to be honest.
That's a hair too far down the right side. It will not catch the slope. This man has dominated at every level of.
Anyways. Just what I heard, smoker skinny. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Competition.
That's funny.
Well, that's exactly.
What a freak. Anyways. All right. Jody, sorry you missed it. I'll ping you next time. All right. Cool. Well, hey, thanks, guys. Great show. I don't think we'll be on anything in the afternoon this week as we get, we're starting to roll into it a little bit more. We'll do something. If you guys are watching, and you guys want me to cover something in the afternoon, not just the morning show, I think our morning show kind of has our flow. But if you guys want us to cover anything, I'd love for you to throw it into the chat. Give us some ideas on what you guys want to see, and we'll go from there. Per usual, thank you guys so much. If you guys are looking for some good coffee, cheers, morning show, head over to Candlestick Coffee Roasters. These guys are good, as Vicky said. So candlestickcoffee.com. Good coffee, code WODprep, 10% off. If you guys are looking to switch it up, I know all of you drink the same thing because you're all a bunch of sheep. Just kidding. But if you do want to switch it up, Candlestick's really good. They ship all over the country. They don't ship to Canada, though. I just found out. Maybe we can figure something out. Tim, message me, and we'll see if I can get something sent to you guys. But subscriptions, cut it down pretty cheap. All right. This is my favorite is the Peru. It's best for cold brew. I think I'm currently drinking this one, but I have a Peru that I'm about to open. So, yeah, sweet. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the day. We'll see you on Friday, and have a great week.